Okay, we're live. So, see, the beginning doesn't work. We'll have to figure that technology out when it happens, right? So, welcome everybody. I'm Susan McConnell, your LinkedIn for the Reserve Champion. And thanks for joining me. I host this conversation every Tuesday at 12 with different business owners on different topics to light up your network and my network with actionable ways to improve your business. Today, I am joined by Matt Ward. Matt started his business ownership journey in 2002. He has spoken to business owners since 2007, all about things marketing, business growth, how to take more action in your life and business, and how to create more word of mouth referrals. He is a professional member of the National Speaker Association and the host of a small business centered podcast, the Mass Business Podcast. Matt and his companies have received numerous awards, including 40 Under 40, Chamber Small Business Owner of the Year, Top Web 7 Firm, I can't even talk today, Top Web Firm 7 years in a row. That's a big one. Better Business Bureau Torch Award finalists, and his new book, The High Five Effect, which we're going to talk about, how to do business with people who bring you joy, is being released at the end of this month on the 26th, just before Halloween. So welcome, Matt.
It's a scary thought. Thanks for having me, Susan.
You are welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here today. You and I are going to talk about one of my favorite topics, and that is referrals. So my first question is, how do I get more referrals?
So this is a common question that I deal with as a referral coach, right? Somebody that helps people get more word of mouth referrals. How do they get more referrals? The simple answer is to care about other people, to show up in a way that is different than so many other people. And what I wrote about in my first book, More Word of Mouth Referrals, Lifelong Customers, and Raving Fans, was really just about staying in touch. I'd like to simplify it this way, Susan. How do you outrun a bear? You don't. You outrun your friend, right?
Right.
You outrun your friend. And so in business, we just need to outrun our competition. And so if we can stay one step ahead of our competition, we can be the chosen company. We can get the referrals from other people. And those are the types of clients and relationships that we want. And so if we can stay in touch with other people, then we're going to get more referrals. And the reality is that's really what it takes is to care about other people and stay in touch, and you'll get more referrals.
Yeah, that is true. And that's kind of how I've always run my business. I am definitely a referral person and have always done well that way. So what is, I guess, one way we can teach people how to jumpstart their referrals?
So there's a couple of different ways, but one of the things I like the best is this idea of using handwritten cards, right? So some people have come to me and they said, "Look, I'm new at this. I'm new at getting referrals. I'm new at building relationships. What's the best way that I can jumpstart this in a way that I don't have to take this runway of 6 to 9 months to really build these long-lasting relationships?" And one way you can sort of jumpstart it is to use the handwritten card and then mail out 20 cards in the first month, 20 cards in the second month, and 20 cards in the third month. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick 20 people, and they each get a card in month 1. They each get a card in month 2, and they each get a card in month 3. So at the end of 3 months, 20 people have received 3 cards, 3 handwritten cards. And what that does is go from the inbox to the mailbox, so it helps you stand out, and you've created a quick amount of consistency. And we all know what it feels like to receive a handwritten card in the mail. So when you receive a handwritten card, you open that before any bill. You keep it. You keep a stash of cards, right? That's what these people would do. I can guarantee you'll get a referral. I can't guarantee how much it will be. I can't guarantee if you'll close it. I can't guarantee if you can sell the thing. Maybe they're the wrong fit, but you're going to get a referral because you're going to be showing up and people are going to be talking about you on a regular basis. So that's the best way to jumpstart your referral systems.
That's great. I actually haven't done that in years. And we all know that snail mail has come back, especially after what happened last year. And it's a way to actually sort of somewhat be in front of someone and to have something show up in your mailbox that's not, like you said, a bill. is incredible, and it's a great way for someone to be thinking of you over and over. And you're right. So
Yeah.
you said 6 to 9 months to jumpstart this program. Is that typically what it will
Yeah,
take
it
to?
is because look, the reality is trust, right? So
Mhm,
referrals are based solely on this platform of trust. And the
mhm,
more trust we have, the more referrals we get, the more qualified the referrals are, the more consistent we're going to get them. But trust takes a long time. Generally speaking, you're going to provide trust to somebody right off the bat. It's just not a deep level of trust, right?
mhm.
And so the deeper the level of trust goes, the more likely it is that somebody's going to refer you. Now, theoretically, you need to do things for other people so that they can return the favor in reciprocity, that natural way of being. And so that takes time for you to do things for other people and so that they can reciprocate as well. So it's a challenge, and most people don't want to wait that time frame. They might not even have that time frame available to them. You know, Susan, one of the things I
Yes.
deal with all the time is these folks who say, well, you know, what do I do if I don't work for myself? If I have sales numbers, I gotta ask for the sale, I gotta make a lot of calls, I gotta dial for dollars. My response always is, you have to do what your employer tells you to do for the first 2 years that you work for your employer. And in that same 2 years, you do what I tell you to do on the nights and weekends. And then after 2 years, you'll never have to do what your employer tells you to do ever again because you'll be the top salesperson in the company, right?
That's true.
The reality is if you do the relationship work, the card writing in the evenings and on weekends, sending emails on evenings and weekends, doing social media updates and touch bases and text messages all on nights and weekends, then you can still do the activities that the employer requires you to do and get the numbers you need and allow that transition period to occur where the trust is building over time. And
Mhm.
then it starts to take over and it starts to snowball and you start to really get a lot of business coming in.
Yeah, that's incredible. I didn't even realize. I mean, obviously, I'm very familiar with referral, and I have never actually done it that way. So that's it's a great program. It's you actually have a system to it, which
Yeah.
is pretty incredible.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of keeping up with it, right? It's like any other activity or process or system that you have in your
Mhm.
company. It's you pay the bills every Monday, you do accounts, you know, receivable every Friday or whatever your systems are. You have to build those systems in for referrals and touch points and things like that on a consistent basis.
Yeah, and it's like I said before, like you believe in the handwritten card because it's just another. It's actually almost somewhat physical you. You know, they have to
Yeah.
actually think about the conversation that they had with you originally.
Well, and that's the important part, right? So it's when I write the card, I get asked this question, well, what do I put in the card? Well, I just want you to be as authentic as possible. It's the opening. Hi, Susan. Great chatting with you. Thanks for having me on the LinkedIn Live. Love that question about handwritten cards. Now I have a call back in there. Boom. Can't wait to chat again the next time. And that's the
Mhm.
close. It's very, very simple and straightforward.
Right.
Oftentimes, I think people are overthinking this thing,
Oh
right?
God.
And so at the end of the day, what we need to know is that the other person cared about us enough to think about us. And so the line might be, hey, Susan, hope you're doing well. Thought about you today. Have a great day.
Exactly. Keep it simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it
One
simple.
point. And it's the same thing with, LinkedIn posts. People try to have a message that's, 14 different points, and it's almost overthinking it. Like you only want to help in one way or have one point, and that it makes it a little more authentic because then you don't have to think so hard and it comes out natural. I think
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's great. Well, tell me about this new book of yours, The
Yeah. So the
High
new book,
Five.
yeah, it's called The High Five Effect: How to Do Business with People Who Bring You Joy. And I wrote this book throughout the pandemic. I interviewed over 50 small business owners and really dug into the challenges associated with small business. And the thing about it, Susan, is I've always believed that people left the corporate world to start their own company because they wanted three things in their business or in their life. The first one was more money, then more time, and finally more freedom. And in the first 5 years, business owners aren't getting any of that. They're struggling to make ends meet. They're time management nightmares, and they have no freedom. Their business owns them. That's how my life was with the web design company for 16
Right.
years. And this book really unpacks that and really starts to dig into why it is we take on the clients that we do. And I'll
Mhm.
tell you right now, it is for the money, right? So I kind of rewrote Maslow's hierarchy of needs and turned it into the client acquisition hierarchy of needs, right? And the problem is we take on all these bad clients where we see these red flags, yet we know they're not ideal clients. And yet we still take them on. And we do it because of the
Mhm.
money. We do it because we need the money. And so I talk about how to get to a level of predictable revenue every month so that you never have to do that. And then I talk about how do you systematize your business enough in a way that you can actually start to find that freedom and bring you joy, and then surround yourself by the people who make you happy, which is often what I consider to be relationship driven people
Mhm.
who cause you no pain, right? And so those typically end up being your ideal clients and your ideal referral sources. And by surrounding yourself with those people, you're now bringing yourself a lot more joy because they're bringing you joy. They make you smile, right? And
Mhm.
once that starts to happen, you don't accept bad clients. You're finding your ideal target market and serving the right market that works for you. And at the end of the day, you're serving the right clients, and all of that perpetuates itself. Now you can start to put policies and rules in place as to how you want to be treated in your business because frankly we're all as business owners disrespected early on by bad clients,
Yes.
right? They overstep their boundaries in areas that they should not, like the whole night and weekend calling thing, right? And
Right.
so once we put those guardrails up and we say we're not gonna allow this anymore, we start to take back control of our own business, which is what we wanted in the first place. And so
Yes.
this book really digs into the all the processes about how to do that, and talks a little bit about the stories of some of these people that I interviewed and where they changed and where they learned. Right, part of it I dig into trusting your gut, and
Yes.
you know what MBA program has gut trusting 101?
Right. I
Nothing.
agree with you there.
There's a quote in the book by Eric Slavatsky, I believe that's how you say his last name, and he said that when your heart and your mind are in a tug of war, let your gut settle it.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's true, and it's the same thing. Even in my business, I have, a 2-call meeting with the people that I'm gonna take on as a client, and in that second meeting, I point out that, this has to be a win-win for both of us. Just as you're gonna expect things of me, I expect things of you. And if you can't deliver what I expect, then it's never going to work for us. So yeah, it's that whole, you know, having yourself be here as opposed to up here or down there. And it's hard to do, especially, when you're a little nervous, like you need clients and you need to get this done. But just think about the fact if you bring on people that are like you or are attracted to you or work well with you, it's like you said, you're going to be high five in your life, just like you said in the book. So
Absolutely, yeah, and look, even if it's a figurative high five, because you're not the type of person that will physically high five somebody, so be it. The idea is that this is a mindset, the mindset that we surround ourselves with great people, like Jim Rohn said years ago, and that you're the equal to five people around you, like he said. And so, what are we doing to improve in our business lives? The people that we surround ourselves, including our clients, including our referral partners, because small business ownership is so difficult, and oftentimes we feel alone, and so we question whether or not we're good enough. We question what we don't know. And in the book I actually talk about the fact that everybody else doesn't know that thing either. You just haven't vocalized it to hear other people agree with you that they don't know it either. And so we feel like we're on this island, we're alone, and it's just about understanding that there's people out there that can make this a much more happier journey, which in turn makes it way more profitable, saves you a crap ton of time, and gives you freedom. And I literally live my life by the definition of freedom now, Susan. I do what I want, when I want, where I want, and how I want. And
yeah,
for me,
that's
that's the
great.
most important thing. It's not the money.
Yeah, no, you are right. At some point in your career, you have to, figure that out. So tell us, how hard is it to get to that level of freedom?
Well, it's simple but not easy, right?
Hmm.
And simple to understand the concept, but it's not easy. Here's what I would recommend somebody do almost immediately if freedom is their focus, and that is start blocking days off in their calendar. For me, the freedom is the freedom of choice. That's really what it comes down to. So I might choose to work that day that I blocked off, but it's my choice, not somebody else
Hmm.
booking time in my calendar. I might choose to go ride my side by side ATVs or go out on the boat or something like that. That's my choice, right? I might choose to go fishing with a friend or just take a long drive and go to a new restaurant or something like that.
Hmm.
I block the days off. And so what you want to start doing is practicing. And if you can't get a full day off, then just do half days. I recommend Friday afternoons and then
Yes.
expand that to full day Fridays. And then the next step from that is full day Mondays. So at the time in which I sold my design agency, I was working 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah. And now I just randomly schedule days, call them freedom days, call them mental health days, whatever you want. But for me, they're freedom days and they're just put in the calendar and they're put weeks and weeks out. Now, as of today, right, it's October. So, I'm already thinking about December and January freedom days, like putting them
Mm.
in my calendar because nobody's booking up stuff. Now, if I get a speaking opportunity, now I can look at it and I can say, okay, now it's a choice. Do I choose the speaking opportunity or do I choose this freedom day? And most of the times I'll choose the speaking opportunity, right? Because that's what I love to do.
Right.
But not always, you know. If it's a speaking opportunity in another state and they don't want to pay me to go there and they don't want to pay for travel, then I'm not going to choose it. I'm going to choose my freedom day, you know?
Right.
So that's how it all shakes out, you know?
Yeah, it's all about you being in control of you and your schedule and of your choices. And that's it's kind of hard when you feel like your business is running you, and it's almost like sitting outside of it and saying, I have to control this. And that's great. It's great
Yeah,
advice.
and it's such a great thing to get to that point where you can feel that way. And this whole idea came from this concept that I believe you should be able to walk down any business hallway at any business building in the country and literally high five someone. That's how good you should feel about the work that you do. And I think that right now, if anybody is going to a conference or a networking event, literally try this. Just literally give someone eye contact as you're walking toward them and raise your hand like you're going to high five them. Watch what happens.
Okay.
People do it, right? Now, the pandemic does have an
Right.
impact on that, right? But
Right.
people
Right.
will do it. But moreover, as you do the high five, watch their face. They're going to smile. It's what they do. And it just brings joy to people. And it's that concept that I think that we should run our small business with every single day, Susan.
Yeah, I agree with you. When I do any of my posts, and I actually have to start adding this into my lives, I usually tell everybody, be fabulous today. It's that whole thing. It's just that one thing that makes you smile and say, "Oh, yeah, I can do that. I can be fabulous for today, and then tomorrow, and then the next day." And it just kind of it snaps you out of whatever you're doing and kind of perks you up. And we all need a little of that.
Yeah. And mine is live happy, smile a lot, and high five everyone around you.
That's
That's
right.
what I do
High
all the
five.
time, right?
Right. It's awesome. So tell us, how can people get in touch with you if they
Absolutely.
want
So
you
the
as
book
a
is available on
speaker or
Amazon and also pre-order
yep.
on my website at high5effect.com. That's HIGHFIVEEFFECT.com. I have the hardcovers only on my website with a whole bunch of fun bonuses. Just saying. But the Kindle and paperback are available on Amazon. It releases on October 26th. Super excited about it. Love some of the praise I've received on this. A small business perennial author Mike McAllowitz has endorsed the book. Small business influencer Ramon Ray of smarthustle.com has endorsed the book. So really excited about a lot of the praise I've gotten already for the book and excited about that. Anybody can reach out to me if they want. My website is mattwardspeaks.com. I'm on all the social channels as Matt Ward of Matt Ward Speaks, Breakthrough Champion, whatever. You can find me. I'm on Instagram and all those fun places. So Look for me at Matt
Yeah,
Ward
and
Speaks.
I definitely will, and I actually put it into the chat, and I will throw it into the comments too, because this comes out on LinkedIn, and we'll be putting this back out again, so people can learn how to high five and be fabulous today. Correct?
There you go. Don't forget to
Awesome.
live happy, smile a lot, high five everyone around you, and be fabulous.
Absolutely. So, thanks for our conversation today. And be sure to join me every Tuesday at 12 for dangerous conversations to help your business move forward. Have a great day, everybody. And be fabulous today. And we'll high five, right, Matt?
High five.
High five.